So that was a good interview. A lot of questions got answered. Apparently, she's discussed this before of the song rating and who wrote the Beyonce diss. Like, this is my first time hearing it to this extent. So it was quite interesting to me, but it's also not surprising that people in higher positions would try and force that onto somebody. She said that Polow, the producer she was working with, known producer, he doesn't have a good rep. First of all, let me say that a few people I've spoken with, they didn't have such nice things to say about him. Apparently he's hard to work with. She said that he forced her into making this diss track, and it was written by somebody else. She had written something herself. And that's kind of the way it goes a lot of the time. When someone's kind of calling the shots, they'll tell you to do something. Suggested that Ester Dean wrote it, and then it was then confirmed that Ester Dean wrote it. She stepped in and claimed it herself that she did. And then she made an apology. So a lot of the times, they'll kind of put you in the position to be like, record this and record your version. And then they'll go with the version that they think is best. And normally that's the one that they suggest. And then it was leaked like they do. And she didn't really have a say in the matter. So that's not surprising to hear. And they threatened to, shelve her album, all this other shit, get other people involved, potentially damage relationships, work environments that she's had. And the sad thing about this is that everybody else flourished. Ester Dean, Polow, Tim, they even went on working and touring with Beyonce and Jay-Z, Polow and Tim. I think that's what she said. And Esther, went on to being fucking successful. And Keri was put in this position where she felt if she didn't do this, everything would be taken away from her. So she did it. And then everything was taken away from her regardless. But everybody else still flourished, and they went on and made more success. Meanwhile, Keri had to kind of go step back. She did talk about the Beehive and how consistent they were with the harassment online. She did clarify that she didn't get attacked by CDs, by Beyonce CDs thrown at her. I thought that was actually true for the longest time, so I'm glad she cleared that up. She said that Tim didn't even have a say on the situation either. She did hint that people stopped working with her because of that, and I'm guessing that Tim was one of them. Tim does seem to be like one of those people that once you kind of start, moving a certain way or whatever, it could affect his image in ways. He'll move aside. Honestly, that's just the way it is with everything that you do business-wise. No matter what it is that you do, you are guilty by association. So you got to have a clean look and be careful who you surround yourself with. And when someone's name, it was kind of like she was fucked if she did, or she was fucked if she didn't. It was one of those things. But one thing that I did notice about this is that how solid Keri is. She could have fucking thrown everybody under the bus. Stay quiet. When you're in a situation like that, like an artist in the public eye, even if she were to explain, then it wouldn't have been accepted the way that it is now. Sometimes you need that break in between so people can breathe with you and what you're going to say to them to explain. They need to kind of let it die down, and then they reopen. I don't know, they go into it in a whole new mindset when they hear you years later and your side of it. You'll get your turn. You'll get your chance to say what happened, and people will believe it. Whereas, the few comments and shit that people don't believe her. I believe it. I do believe that a beef was supposed to be made because beefs do sell. They do sell records. I think this was the first time where I don't think it actually worked in any way. Actually, where it ruined someone's career, which is a shame. Keri had a lot going on. She also said she didn't like a lot of the music she made, and she didn't have a lot of say in that either. It's kind of funny she said that, because I did notice a shift in my likingness to her music with the first album and moving onwards. Everything prior to that she made with Tim, she gave us some solid work right there. So her and Tim, when they made music together, it was special. There was something really different in the offerings from Tim's production and Keri's pen game, and her just singing on top of it too. She had a certain way with it, a thuggish. She came a little hard. That's where I became a fan of her as a songwriter, because she came a little bit, urban and rugged for the men to listen to, especially. So it was kind of it was not so soft. and I appreciated that, especially in the R&B of things. New single I've had on repeat, so I'm definitely looking forward to the album. I didn't think we were actually going to get this album, so I'm excited that we finally are. Deserved way more. It's really upsetting to hear that, you know, someone that was really a heavy contender in R&B kind of just fell over, you know, someone else calling the shots and kind of forcing it into a position where it's like, I have no choice but to. And she even said that she wasn't really clear if it was an actual diss to Beyonce, but then I guess they made it out to be. And when it came to the magazine thing, a lot of people don't understand. Media will spin things. So her saying, no, I don't want to hold this magazine, not because she doesn't like Beyonce, but because there was already the diss out. And just imagine a picture of her holding fucking a magazine with Beyonce on it. Media is going to spin with that shit, however, whichever way that they can. She's got to be careful with how she goes about things. So holding a magazine of Beyonce after you just put a diss, or after a diss about Beyonce was just leaked from you, it's not really a good look. And like I said, you never know how media spins it. They make the worst out of every fucking thing. And she cleared it up. She likes Beyonce. People accuse her of lying on that. You're never gonna get the full acceptance from people. But it seems like she's back. She's good. Like I said, I didn't think we were gonna get the new music, but we finally are. She said it was gonna come in threes. I think she said it drops on the 18th, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I've been waiting for Keri Hilson music. She makes some really good music. It's been a long time. Anyways, guys, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.